So I think I'm going to do these sawmill videos in little bits and pieces, just so they don't take so long to upload. You don't have to commit a ton of time to watching them. We'll do it here and there. I'm going to try to stay like 5 to 8 minutes. So what I did, I was thinking this might be the answer. This is an 1 1/8 PTO to 1 3/8 PTO adapter from Tractor Supply. 23 bucks. That is 1.5 inches. This I measured in the store. It looks like it's pretty close to 1.5 inches. Cody's having some lunch. He was over leveling gravel at his buddy's place with the Oliver. He put the loader back on that for his buddy's blacksmith shop that he's building. So he's going to eat some lunch. I'm going to get a cutoff wheel and we're going to cut that key off flush with the end of here. Then I'm going to notch that out right here, up past the, whichever hole is farther, this one. Notch it up past that hole, basically till it would bottom out against the bottom of to the base of this. Then we're going to see how close we come to just sliding in there. We may have to, be really easy to put this in a lathe if I had a lathe, but I don't have a lathe. We'll see how much interference we have, if any. I am hoping that this is, there's a little burr there I'll have to get with the die grinder, little one there, you can't see that. And then we are going to see if this will drive in there. Should almost bottom out on that other shaft. It should stay, relatively straight going in there, at least to the point where I don't have to worry about it. I mean, if you're trying to put something on the end of this, I do not want to weld a piece on here flat. I like this idea. This is what I came up with. So we'll get grinding and hacking on this, and I'll bring it back and we'll see what we get. Filming. 1.506. 519. 514. 545, 542, 535. Okay, I gotta do a little more sanding here with the flapper wheel. Well, the thing mics out, I don't know, it's a 3-4 thousandths difference depending on where you go, but what are you gonna do with grinding it with a flapper wheel? I think that's fairly decent. Run the die grinder in there and got a couple of ridges and stuff out of it. Outside's a little bit big. I don't know, Cody, try tapping that in there. Yeah, we got problems, I guarantee that. I think we got too much interference. We're crooked as heck right now. Alright, before we drive that in there too far, let's see what we got. Alright, take 2 on this one. I yacked too much, the dogs barked too much. Katie came out. Gina brought Katie out. Katie's in heat. Male dogs love that. We get racket every time. Alright, well, we drove this in as far as it'll go. it is tight. On the first clip I rolled it so you could see it, but I moved too much so it looks like it's flopping around all over the place. It's relatively straight. We had to beat on it. I mushroomed the end a little bit. I knew I was going to end up driving that, but it is one heck of a tight fit. So I don't think it's going anywhere with that key there and that tight. I brought the manure spreader shaft over there and slid it on after I buffed it up a little bit, so that works. Tried to hang the saw blade on there, but we're still too low. I aired up the tire, but that didn't quite work. But I do believe that this will be functional to get power into that sawmill. So I still got to figure out what we're going to set this on. Like I said, I don't really have a good place to put it. Walter Mackey, the old guy that owned this place, had Hereford cows, built this barn. He had the sawmill over there. It's getting brush and trees and everything else south of that rock pile, but that's where the sawmill originally was. There's a lot of rotted sawdust over there. So anyway, we tried to hang that saw blade on there, and that was a no-go because we're too low. If I could think of some place to set this thing up, you know, we could, spring, early summer is probably when we do most of our sawing, so I'd like it somewhere halfway dry. I could move all that stuff and set it up over there. That wouldn't be too awfully bad. Just snow blow out the, we'll rut the yard up. You'd have to snow blow this out and you pile the logs over here by the bug vacuum. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, for testing this, I still may go with the jack idea. I'm not sure. At least that would, we could get it up where we could get the thing to run and work on it and things like that. As far as longitudinal stability, somebody pointed out in the comments that how is that going to work sitting on jacks like that. Thinking about it, I tend to agree with them. I can also chain the thing to the 40 blade on one end if I have to for testing it. We get it going. I might come up with something more permanent, but I think I'm going to order some jacks. I got to order some flat belt. I didn't come up with anything in town. Get a lacer and a flat belt and some stuff. Won't be too awfully expensive. I looked at things, so we'll call that good. Little progress made on this thing anyway. We'll keep going. I got the idea that I want to see it running, so it's going to be a little bit waiting for stuff to show up now, but I should have ordered it this week, but we'll get it going. Subscribe to see more fun sawmill stuff. Keep following along and see what happens with this thing. Thanks for watching.